Now, let's walk through what they listed. First, there was a lack of evidence to support the verdict. In simple terms, the defense is saying the jury did not have enough evidence to legally reach the verdict it did. Now, remember, on appeal, this is not about whether the evidence was weak or whether the jury got it wrong. The appellate court would have to agree that no reasonable jury could have reached this verdict based on the evidence presented. That is a very high bar, and the appellate courts typically defer heavily to jury findings. Next, that the verdict was based on passion and prejudice. This argument claims the jury was influenced by emotion rather than evidence. To succeed, the appellate attorney would have to point to something in the record that improperly inflamed the jury, such as evidence or argument that should not have been allowed. Courts do not reverse verdicts simply because a case involves strong feelings. It has to point to an argument or evidence that should not have been there in the first place. Number 3, the court erred by admitting evidence that should have been excluded. This one's a little ballsy. Here, the defense is alleging an evidentiary error by the trial judge. Even if an appellate court agrees that certain evidence should not have been admitted, the defense still has to show that the error affected the outcome of the trial. Harmless error does not result in a reversal. Next, that the jury awarded damages in excess of compensatory damages when there was no instruction for punitive damages. This argument suggests that the jury awarded damages that appear to be punishment, punitive, despite not being instructed to do so. If this issue has any traction, it would relate to the amount of damages awarded, not liability itself, meaning that the appellate court, if they agreed, could adjust the damages without disturbing the verdict as a whole. Next, that the plaintiff's case was based on conjecture. Conjecture means speculation or guesswork. Sorry, I'm laughing. The defense is arguing that the jury relied on assumptions rather than evidence. However, circumstantial evidence is legally valid, y'all, and appellate courts do not reweigh evidence. They only look at whether there was sufficient evidence to support the verdict. This one threw me a little bit because I was present for this one. The next is that the court erred by ruling on the Rule 59 motion without hearing. This one stands out again because a hearing did occur, I was there, unless I dreamt that, and oral arguments were heard. This suggests that this language either is boilerplate, meaning this was like a copy-paste template that was just added, or the appellate attorney is trying to get cute because they are attempting to reframe the hearing as inadequate by saying that, hey, this wasn't a sufficient or adequate hearing. And unless the record shows that the judge refused to engage or prevented argument, this issue is unlikely to carry any weight. Lastly, the court erred by denying the Rule 59 motion. This is a general challenge to the trial court's decision and depends entirely on